Alright gamers, the monotone, unenergetic YouTuber Noob Merciless Vaughn is back with another Bleach Brave Souls video. And in this one, Ichigo is going to be going up against the 7th anniversary Uryu. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. If you do, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel or you've been here for a while, please consider subscribing. Help me get to 150 subscribers. I'm fairly close. And without wasting any more time, let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so looking at the Ichigo, I won't go into too much detail about him because I did in his initial showcase and all the other Ichigo versus videos. But as you can see, he has level 10 SP focus, minus 14% recharge time. His most notable skills will be the damage inflicted to enemies not afflicted by a status element because he has no status elements on his abilities. And he also has a new skill, Pierce Iron Skin, which just pierces the iron skin of the enemies. Now he does have Sprinter plus 2 and Long Strike, just like the 7th anniversary Uryu. So these characters are pretty fast. Yeah, you can see the Long Strike and the Sprinter plus 2. No, it's right here in the NA skills. Move right past it. This Uryu is a melee unit with weakening and drain on all of his abilities, and he has the debuff mechanic on his soul bomb, and he obviously has the gauge ability where he gets 100% berserker and damage decrease taken minus 15%. Another thing to note about this unit is he does have increased status element chance against power attribute enemies, so he will be inflicting status elements a lot more than characters without this skill. And he also has an increased speed attribute, character strong attack damage 20%. He also has a guard break and hitting enemies. And so yeah, that's about it for these characters. The accessories that I'm going to be using are going to be the Quincy Cross, Fortification Pill, and Hunting Cap. The reason I'm using this Quincy Cross is because I don't have the 5-star accessory for the 1000-year Blood War Ichigo. So just to make it fair, I just gave him the strong attack damage accessory. And these are the links I'm going to be using for the Uryu. Here are his bonus abilities. Oh, and real quick before we get started, just to make it fair, I'll take off this focus since I only have the one copy of the Uryu. There, now it's even. And also, here are the accessories that I'm going to be using, and as well as the links that I'm going to be using. Alright, so let's jump into some content and see what happens. Alright, so here we are in Inheritance Trial. You can ignore that Nitty and CN, they're just here to give me extra super pots. And as you can see here, the Ichigo is doing 100% more damage because these enemies are not afflicted by a status element, and he is piercing their iron skin because he has a new skill. He is immune to all status elements, and he shares that immunity with his party members. Him and Uryu both have Sprinter plus 2 and Long Stride. They also have the Team Recovery Stamina 20%, and I also believe they share the same killer, which is a rank or no affiliation, so they won't have killer in this current IC that's up right now. Let me see what else. They both share the same SA1, which is the 3000 length beam, which is the best, one of the best strong attacks in the game, in my opinion. Yeah, and not much to say about this Ichigo that I haven't said already. Still a great unit. I think this unit is definitely worth going for a 5-5, but probably want to be careful doing that because there's going to be a lot of good banners coming out these last few months in the year. Alright, so this time I just activated all the boosters so you can get a pretty fast clear time. And this Ichigo does do a decent amount of damage with his Nat String just because he pierces the iron skin and he has to increase damage 100%. I mean, you can do some damage with the Nat, but it doesn't mean you should because he is still a SP unit. Will this get me the full stand? Probably not. Okay, it did. $52 seconds, not bad. Alright, so now here we are going to be using the Uryu. You can ignore that mini because she is just here to give me more super pots. And so as you can see here, like I said earlier, they both share the 3000 length beam, and that's all the only strong attacks they share. Like I said, he does have the Sprinter +2. He is not immune to any status elements, so you have to be careful of that. But since he has Frenzy +2 and increased status elements chance against power attribute enemies, that doesn't matter because he can get his full stam back relatively fast, as well with the recover stamina in between stages. And he does not have killer, like I mentioned earlier. Now in this scenario, I think I'll say that the Uryu is better than the Ichigo, just because he does have the two best status elements in the game, in my opinion. Frenzy +2 to increase the status element chance against power attribute enemies. And he also has this gauge effect, which is just even more damage. Alright, so here we are in another run. I have all the boosts activated to see if we can get a faster clear time. Yeah, I really don't mind this Uryu not being immune to any status elements, just because he can really get his health back easily. But you really don't want to take too much damage. And if you really want to test out how strong these characters are, you can probably try to go into a co-op IT, maybe with your friends or guildmates, just to see who's the better unit and that clears faster. Me personally, I still think it's the Uryu. The Ichigo is good, but this Uryu was just built to be OP. Now that I have the gauge effect active, the gauge also reduces your cooldown, the base cooldowns of your strong attacks when it activates by a decent amount. I can't remember the exact amount, but I know it's a pretty big amount. Alright, so that was a brief showcase of these characters. In my opinion, I think Uryu has him beat by a lot, actually. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This Uryu has him beat by a lot. This gauge effect is really good. 100% Berserker, decreased damage taken 50%, and it also reduces your base cooldowns by a lot. I'm not sure what the exact amount is, but I know it's a decent amount. The gauge effect also with Frenzy +2, increased status element chance against power attribute enemies, and increased strong attack damage by 20%. He also has guard break and hit hidden enemies. And does he have... No, he doesn't have Marauder. And that's the one thing that Ichigo probably has him beat on, is the Marauder. You can use him in more content just because of that. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because this Uryu, is broken. Weakening and Drain, the best status elements in the game in my opinion. Weaken the enemies that only deal 1 damage to you. Drain, you can get your health back. And so yeah, let me know in the comment section down below who you think's the better unit. And that's it for this one. Thank you guys for watching, and as usual, until next time.